Hold up. There we go. Alright guys, so we're already lagging balls, so I'm got my fingers crossed this works out here. But luckily, my plan for right now is mostly to talk about stuff in my monster box. Wow, it's not loaded it yet. Okay, so anyways, while we catch up, because apparently my streaming software is lagging way behind right now. First and foremost, the reason I haven't streamed much in about 3 weeks is I got my phone bricked. I got the new phone, and, well, it doesn't like my streaming software at all. It hates it. I clicked my monster box about a minute and a half ago. We're still waiting. There it goes! So anyways, wow, don't look at my Soha. Oh, you're gonna get to look at my Soha for a minute. Anyway, basically, if you haven't already heard about it, we have a huge update coming up. The guild Labyrinth, I think is what they're calling it. Weirdly enough, not the dimensional hole. Still don't know where that's at. We were promised that, what, last year? Don't know. But, at least they're giving us something. So this is going to be pretty cool. I'm very excited for it because new PvE content is always fun. But it comes with a catch-22. New content means build more monsters. Now, some of you may have already built some of these monsters because many of them are already good, which is great. For those of you who didn't, well, have fun. We've got an evolution event coming up. I think it was this weekend is when it's dropping. My suggestion to you guys is build that light Kung Fu girl. Use her for that evolution event because I've got a feeling she's gonna be kind of important. Otherwise, why would they give us a semi-decent light nat 4? Whoops, that's not what I wanted. We will pull her up real quick and then wait another 10 minutes for her to show up on screen. And while we do that, I can talk a little bit. If I can find her. There's the Praha popping up. There we go, Light Kung Fu Girl, Awakened Form. Anyways, so there's no way they would give us a monster like this and not have a reason for it. There isn't one. They wouldn't just give us Lu Mei. That wouldn't happen. That can't happen. That's how they break the game. Unless, like Dias, she's crucial to new content. Now, the reason I say this is, again, when Dias came out, or not when he came out as a Hall of Heroes, the second time around, maybe? I'm not positive on that. No, the first time. No, that was way back. Wow, I'm just arguing with myself for you guys. Basically, Dias was made a Hall of Heroes for Raid. That was their plan. I will guarantee it. There's no way they just accidentally dropped a Nat 4 that turned out to be freaking overpowered in content that came out not all that long afterwards. I'm pretty sure there was a gap. I'm fairly positive there was a gap. I'm also fairly positive that wasn't intentional. Now, in addition to that, we had... Who did we have just before the Rift updates hit? They gave us... I think they gave us the Fire Kung Fu Girl. which was meant to go to Shao skill ups for your water, your fire, your light, and your dark rifts. If I'm not mistaken, that was their deal there. Lu Mei here already has attack bar absorption, not just reduction, absorption, up to 100%. Another 50%, and if it hits 0, they're stunned, and regardless, they also get the slow, and a first skill defense break that has a chance to activate her second skill again, which you guys are about to see this on the screen. That's just... And she counterattacks into the other two skills. So, like, theoretically, you can third skill get hit, first skill, second skill, just like Shaolin. And I'm fairly certain all of the Kung Fu girls, actually. But my thing is, these bosses we've already been shown have rune sets. Now, I'm not 100% on what the rune sets were. I know Vamp, Violent, Rage, and Despair were all involved, along with Revenge. These are all important, notable sets. These are things that do stuff, right? And I believe this is the first boss we've ever had with a rune set to them that we're guaranteed. But that means that they're not passives, which means Tessa can't just carry you through this. You have to build monsters that specifically counter these rune sets. So what I'm thinking here is we're going to go through these main rune sets one at a time and kind of talk about what we should be building to move forward with this Labyrinth update. So the first thing I would personally do is work on your TOA monsters. So like I've recently kind of buffed Beretta's runes a little bit this last pre-rune removal. I want to say I did my Homunculus as well. I know I had Atomic take a look at them as well, just to try to make sure they look good. These guys look like raid bosses to me, so I wouldn't rely too heavily on dots, because we don't know if you can dot them or not. So, you know, build your SIG too. But, yeah, and that's the other thing, is like your boss killers. I would definitely be emphasizing those as well. SIG, Lin, Perna, Teshar. Anyone with percent health damage, really. They also buffed all of those revivers. I feel like that's going to be kind of important. I would definitely get to work building one of those. But, looking at these rune sets, so if we've got Despair, Despair has the 25% stun rate. Now, how do you deal with stuns? Well, my thought is immunity. So, I built a Delphoy, which you should see momentarily at level 35 with purple runes still. She's nothing special right now, but Miang with the cleanse, Mav, again, cleanse, Raccoony, things like that, anything that can get rid of those stuns and make you able to continue doing damage or healing or whatever you need to do. I especially like Raccoony because he does it passively, so if he takes the stun, he can still cleanse something off, which allows you to keep moving. Whereas Miang and Delphoy, it's their third skill. They get to use it once every 3 to 4 turns, give or take, dependent on skill ups. And while it'll cleanse everything off, and Delphoy will give you the immunity, which is awesome, if they take the stun, they're screwed. So, in addition to that, I would definitely be looking at some attack bar reducers to deal with that violent set. Because if they can't take one turn, they can't take many turns. Now, that being said, Revenge was also included in the list, so I'd still be building that immunity. They really need to add more immunity monsters into the game if they're going to work towards something like this. I don't even know. Who do we got? Let's go search. Immunity. Can we also do cleanse? Remove beneficial. Remove harmful effects. Search. Okay, so if we want cleanse and immunity, it looks like... Wow. This is a great list, guys. These are your options right now. If we just remove harmful effects, pop the immunity early, I guess, you're still not looking at all that much. I think the easiest to get a hold of is going to be this. He's single target. That doesn't matter. Yeah. She, I think, is also single target. Yep. I would definitely be building Delphoy if you've got her. If not, Harmonia is a great pick. Great pick. Absolutely build Harmonia if you have her right now. Triana, same thing. Cleanse immunity on skill 2. Definitely worth it. I feel like Fedora is going to be a definite want for this setup because of how much they've emphasized these revivers. Well, what do you need a reviver for if things just can't frickin' die? So what I would personally do is use that Miang they just gave us with Fedora and probably that light Kung Fu girl. Those are 3 I would absolutely be focusing on. Probably those 3, Sigmaris, and if you have any other attack bar reduction, that's not a bad place to start. The other thing about Fedora, this is where I was going next, is with the Vamp set. The Vamp set you are absolutely going to need Heal Break for, and Attack Break. It's just a thing. You don't have the choice unless you have ridiculous god tier runes, and even then, you know better. Build Heal Break, build Attack Break. On the plus side, Fedora and Brian will both bring both of those debuffs to the table. They will be very, very useful for the Vamp set bosses. Same with Dias. Honestly, just build the Death Knights. Build them all. I realize that Conrad and Arnold aren't exactly meta anymore, but Arnold will never die. Try to Lucian a 60k Arnold, you ain't gonna do it. Can you build a 60k Arnold? I don't wanna fight that, ever. I never wanna have to deal with that. Obviously, if you've got things like Vila, or Draco, or Wusa, or Pontos, they're always okay. They're valid options. Don't tell me you have them, because I hate you all. I have no immunity nat 5s. I don't even have single target immunity nat 5s. Give me a Rakan. I'll be less upset about not having my Vila. But anyway, absolutely good options. Ganny is God, as always. That's not gonna change. Where were we, though? Despair, Vamp, Violent, Rage. Rage. Okay, so this is gonna be the tough one. Because you've got 3 real options to help with. Maybe 4 real options to help with rage. Glancing. If they can't crit, their rage set doesn't matter. I would focus on things like beta. Beta is overpowered. Acasis works just fine. I'm not sure who else has AoE glancing. We can look that up as well. Crit resist. Okay, so Fire Horus might finally be usable. He's got the attack bar 0 on skill 3, which you can use directly on the boss, which shuts down violent sets. Skill 2, you've got the glancing and defense buff, which helps with rage sets. And another attack bar decrease on the auto attack. Now, this dude muff, as I call him, Duamutef? I don't know. Nobody uses him. Everybody hates him for whatever reason. I personally don't even use him, and I'm talking shit here. But I think this update might make him usable. So if you pull one, my suggestion is hang on to him. Now the other soft buff, I guess, that I'm excited for with this is the Drunken Masters and the Water Harg. I don't know if you guys knew this, but his skill 3 is glancing and increased crit rate. Like, just vamp crit rate. That's what he does. I think that's awesome. But it's all buffs, so it's not like he can miss the debuff. If you run him with Chasen, you'll shut down rage immediately. They're relying solely off their own attack power at that point because they cannot crit. I think you're lowering their crit rate by like 60% total between the debuff and the buff. That's huge. What are they going to do? Even at 40% crit rate, like, if they were 100% crit, 60% chunked out of it, they have a 40% crit rate now. When are they going to land crits? Their rage set doesn't matter anymore. Now, unfortunately, they're able to run 2 4 sets, it looks like. Like, they can have up to 10 runes on them, which is absolutely broken. Let's go from no bosses with runes to bosses with 10 runes. But, so Acasis' bubble, I think, might be a little bit more viable than Remy's glancing buff or Chasen's. Now that also implies that you're able to either dot the boss or stun all of the waves, which is why I run mine on Despair in the first place for the second skill, the Twister. Now, Mao might be a good pick as well, though, because you're getting damage first off, because he's a brute. But an attack bar increase, attack speed increase, and then his second skill is a heal and a glancing buff. So, I mean, you're getting speed and glancing, you're getting your attack bar increase, tons of damage. Oh my god, stop. Thank you. The wind one, gives you your defense break and a bigger heal. So, I mean, Like, I feel like the water one's gonna have a little bit more validity. However, I feel like all of the Drunken Masters are suddenly usable now. Your light one, obviously, hands down the best. And I believe, since these are guild dungeons, I think the guild leader skills will take precedent. I don't know if dungeon leader skills will apply at all. That might be something to look into in the future. But the ones that just got buffed have all been guild leader skills, so I'm willing to bet those are applicable for a reason. Especially giving Tien Quinn a freaking speed lead. Other than that, I would work almost exclusively on things like immunity, heal block, and attack bar control. Those three would be my main focus. Further than that, maybe just work on your Giants team. I feel like all of those monsters are going to be usable in this new setup. And being as you can choose your own difficulty anyways, if you guys are still using basic Giants teams, I would just work on that. If you're still early game, Giants is always the way to start anyways. So applying that to these new setups might not be too difficult, to be honest with you, especially at the easier settings. The more advanced dungeons, I'm feeling like they're not going to be too different than Hall of Heroes. So if you're struggling with HOH, like me, I haven't cleared a B10 since Miang, and it's frustrating. But she might not be a bad pick at all. I have a blue rune. I hate that I'm doing this in front of you guys, but I have to power this up. Oh, it's not even showing it yet. But I'm definitely going to be working on my Jean. I'm going to be working on my Dover, my Water Homu, my Delphoy, and I might buff my... Oh, no, I just buffed my Colleen. I might buff my Dias a little bit. Just to give him a little bit more speed, oddly enough. But all in all, I'm very excited for what's to come with this new content. I'm also really hoping that I can get my streaming software to work a little bit more fluidly, because I would like to be able to do somebody's TOA tonight. That'd be cool. I might just have to record it and post afterwards. In fact, I might just have to record most things and post afterwards for a little while here. Till I get this figured out. But thank you all for watching. Oh, and we started a new guild. So, we've got a new sign-off, I guess. Don't stop waffle stomping. Waffle stomping? Yeah, waffle stomping. Anyway, it's little guild for me and my friends. We've got members ranging from C1 to level 11, level 8. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and we will catch you guys probably, hopefully, maybe later tonight. If not, I don't know what to do. But we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.